do me a favour. Think of the most loyal person to yourself, the one who loved you unconditionally, that first person who'd stand in front of anyone and say, "That's my child," even when they know that you are a badass kid. Now that would be your mum, right? 27-year-old Daniel Colebourne dragged his own mum from her bed and smashed her head against the wall on April 4th of this year. Now what kind of prat would do a thing like that to his own mum? That would be Daniel, of course. Daniel Colebourne attacked his mum for no reason at all, even when she offered to make him breakfast. The mum, known as Margaret, was asleep in bed when her son burst into the bedroom and slapped her on the right arm. Now, Margaret rubbed her arm and asked Daniel why did he do it, as it hurt. In turn, Daniel just laughed and said he was joking. He then dragged his mum by the hair out of her bed. Now, Margaret was on blood thinners at the time of the attack, making her bruise easily, and Daniel knew this, but still he didn't care. Because this was a regular occurrence, Margaret was a punching bag for her son, repeatedly. So Margaret tried to get the phone to call police, but that's when Daniel snapped and smashed her head against the wall twice, causing his own mum to bleed. Now Margaret was left in a bloody and bruised and crying mess, and thankfully a neighbour heard the screams and called police. Now Daniel himself called an ambulance, and then tried to claim that the wounds were caused by an accident, but then of course he was arrested, and he later admitted causing the wounds a criminal damage. Now of course, as I said, this is a regular occurrence, so he does have multiple previous convictions, including drug, driving, battery against his mum, and criminal damage against his ex-partner. Now Daniel's defence was he was sorry, remorseful, and he has anger problems, which he's trying to deal with. But that did nothing to explain the fact that he left his mum with an 8-inch wound to her head. Now Daniel has to sit down in a prison cell for 18 months, in which means he'll be out in 9 to 12 months, and then he cannot make contact with his mum for 5 years. Now that is a light punishment for attacking your own mum. What do you guys think? Stay safe, safe.